We're with Paul, our very dear friend, at the Tree of Life in Patagonia, Arizona, with a truly amazing and completely inspirational story and life experience that we're honored to hear from him. So Paul, take it away.
Thanks. My name is Paul, and in April of 2008, just 14 months ago, I was in terrible shape. I was morbidly obese at 375 pounds. I had 6 chronic diseases and basically wasn't looking at much longer to be on this planet. And as I contemplated my fate, grace of God, I think, came down to me, or was allowed to enter into my consciousness, and I discovered that there was a way to change my fate, my near-term immediate fate. I reached out to my community and I found someone that was able to teach me vegetarian nutrition. So I went to her and signed up for a 7-day green juice fast. And the juice fast included a 3-week pre-fast regimen of no flesh, no dairy, and no refined products of any kind. And then the 7-day green juice fast. Well, in that 4-week period, miracles already begin to happen. By the end of the 2nd week, my gout had disappeared. I'd taken gout medication for 25 years. I threw the medicine away. I didn't need it anymore. Still don't, some 14 months later. My blood pressure went down by the end of the fast. My insulin requirements went from 120 units a day to 20 units a day. I mean, that was beyond belief from my perspective, and truly a miraculous improvement in my health. And I also lost 40 pounds in 4 weeks. And that too was a tremendous inspiration for me to continue with the program. So I did, and as I continued, I went from a vegetarian diet to a more of a raw vegetarian diet, and over time became mostly raw vegan. I'm probably 95% vegan right now. You know, it's rare when I have more than one meal a week that has some cooked materials in it. So
95% raw then.
I'm 95% raw.
Wow.
And intend to stay that way. By June of that year, just 4 months after by the end of June, 4 months after I had begun the program, my congestive heart failure was completely gone. My heart function is normal.
After 1 month?
No, after 4 months.
After 4 months, okay.
Yeah. At the same time, was when I went in for my EKG exam with the cardiologist. My pulmonary pressure had dropped from 65 to 40, which is normal. The index for the measure of the congestive heart failure went from 35 to 55, which is normal. Blood pressure, normal. Atherosclerosis, my circulation in my feet was so poor that both of my feet on the top were completely black. And by the end of June, they were pink again. And now, 14 months later, you know, it's much better circulatory-wise. Over the course of this past 14 months, I dropped a total of 145 pounds. When I started in April of 2008, I was taking 14 medications and 2 different kinds of insulin. Today I don't take any insulin. I've been off insulin completely for 6 months, and don't take any pharmaceuticals of any kind. I'm completely off medication. One of the interesting things being here at the Tree of Life and why I'm here is that I got down to 20 units of insulin very quickly in 4 weeks. Couldn't seem to figure out how to get off the last 20 units, and I thought I had a very optimal diet. And I serendipitously came across a copy of Gabriel Cousens' book, There is a Cure for Diabetes. I acquired it, I read it, I looked at my diet, I looked at his phase 1 diet. I had to make just 2 changes. And those 2 changes were to take fruit out of my diet and take grains out of my diet. And I did that, and in 3 days I was completely insulin free.
Wow.
And now I've been insulin free for 6 months. No longer have any diabetic symptoms. Fasting blood sugars in the 70s and low to mid 80s. A1C hemoglobin at 5.8. Absolutely delighted with the results of this program. The results of veganism. I have a whole new lease on life. I mean, I was barely mobile 14 months ago, and now I can work full days and have a full and active life. My family members are astounded at the change. Quite frankly, I am too. In fact, I drove down to the Tree of Life in March of this year to personally thank Gabriel Cousens for curing me of diabetes.
Wow.
And in the process of meeting him and telling him my story, I decided that I needed to know more about how I could use this nutritional information, this wonderful body of knowledge that exists in the world that very few of us have access to not only continue to make myself better, but perhaps share that with other people. So I applied for and was accepted into his master's program in vegan nutrition. And that's why I'm back at the Tree now here in June, attending the 30-day intensive for the master's program. And one of the ways I intend to bring what I learn about veganism to my community and beyond, if the spirit is willing, is to acquire and implement a large growing dome, which is a greenhouse in a geodesic form, and plant that with crops that I can grow year-round, even in the harsh northwest Montana winter. It's my expectation that in a 51-foot diameter greenhouse, I can feed 7 families year-round. And so I will start this project in July when I get back home, and photo document and record all of the aspects of it, from ground preparation to building construction to the internal structure to the passive heating systems to the irrigation systems to the use of newly acquired knowledge of effective microorganisms and concentrated seawater to grow the most nutritious, organic, high-quality vegetables and fruits that can be grown anywhere, and then distribute that harvest to the 7 families on a weekly basis, on a year-round basis. The idea behind the 7 families is to get community involved and spread the vegan lifestyle. The participation price for the families will be an amount that will calculate to be equivalent to what's currently being spent in the supermarkets. It will also include a requirement for each family to provide 1 day of labor per week in the growing dome, so that they can participate in the return to nature, into the growing of their own produce, and to learn how to make the entire system work together for their own knowledge base. Once that phase of the project is complete, it's my intention to create a training program and solicit families in the Flathead Valley, which is where I live, who are interested in doing similar projects, and teach them from start to finish how to implement a similar program. And it's my hope that this will lead to a spread of a vegan lifestyle in northwest Montana.
That is so amazing. Thank you so much for that incredible story, and it's just so pure and so inspired, and you know, it's really an honor to hear it, and then especially just to hear you speak of that call. You know, it's the grace of God, and it's just that call from within your being that there's got to be a better way, and you followed through on that.
Well, thanks for letting me tell my story. I appreciate
Absolutely. So for the world, can we get a go raw?
it. Go Raw!